late again, having some technical difficulties with my computer laptop. But I'm here now, and we would like to discuss the situation with our young women today who stole the soul. Resist, restore, rebuild. That's the topic. So I want to go over that briefly, not have too long of a stream. I have a lot of people on my community page, but I don't have a lot of people that come on my live stream for a variety of reasons and stuff that I need to really work on. So basically, I'm going to just explain the concept of resist, restore, and rebuild because you're going to be seeing that a lot. So resist, what we want to do when we talk about resist, we want to talk about resisting everything that's negative that we see with our young women. And we're going to get to the young men as well. The same thing um, is important. Hey, Ayanda, how you doing? So I just want to go briefly. I don't want to be too long on this stream because I'm not sure how many people, more people seem to catch the stream afterwards. But it's just this concept that I've been really thinking about um, since this weekend, really. But for a long time, some things have become crystal clear to me as it relates to our black moms and our black girls. And I was talking to someone that I'm close to, actually a family member, that basically said she didn't really care about growing. She didn't really care about some of the things that were important about even our family. Like she didn't say that exactly, but you have family members that don't visit family members, don't call family members, don't check on family members, that sort of thing. Everything is about their friends. So that's one thing. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited. So I wanted to address the issue with black women. I don't, like I say, I'm not so. I don't. I'm not just focusing on black women, but for now we're gonna focus on black women and black girls. So when you have a dynamic of someone that really doesn't check in on family, doesn't really, I don't want to say doesn't care about family until it's like an emergency or somebody dies, I think it's a bad thing. But then if you want to kind of add and multiply that, and add to that, some of our black women really don't care about history, culture, things we've been through, things that our ancestors have struggled for, even in our family. I think when you have that, then you have those women that pass down those values or not pass down the values of what is necessary for our young women to grow. How do we actually develop our young women to understand the importance of family, to understand the importance of respect and self-respect, to understand the importance of self-love? Because we live in a country that is in a culture that is transactional, where it's all about money, it's all about the individual, it's not about the community. And I see this just really, really bad with a lot, not all, maybe not even most, but too many of our black women. We are now have our sisters are just so caught up in chasing the bag, and that's all that really matters. And along with that chasing the bag, it's about how you present yourself to the world. A lot of times it's half naked. A lot of times it's inappropriate. A lot of times it's again transactional. So I think we really gotta pull back. We really gotta pull back, and we gotta really tie in our young people to the reality of who they are, where they come from. And I think what's really important is that our black parents know black history and know African history and history that goes beyond this country, and that you teach that. There's certain stages of development that our young women should go through, from a young age. And I believe authors like Iyanla Vanzant have books for young women. You have self-esteem books. A lot of black self-esteem books for young black girls is seriously important. Okay. And I know as they get older, a book that I love is the autobiography of Asada Shakur. These should be mandatory reading items for our young women. Also, of course, the autobiography of Malcolm X. But how many of our black parents are teaching their girls their history and their culture? And beyond that, how many of us are actually fighting to have this history and this culture and values and mores, not only in the home but also in our schools. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see the struggle for that. And we really got to change this whole thing from Black Lives Matter to Black Power Matters, because if we don't have power over the schools and we don't have the power of our own community, we're going to continue to see the crap that we see in our community, you know. And nowadays, the biggest thing for young girls, I see a lot of this is the misinformation age and the media age and the latest trend age. So we had the Busset Challenge where these girls break down, they're looking regular and normal, and then it breaks down into them looking like a stripper or wearing something that's quote unquote sexy. These TikTok challenges. And we really need to address that and confront that. And what's the latest one? I think it's called the Bugs Bunny challenge, where a woman will lay on her stomach and she will put her feet up on the on as she's laying up in her stomach, and her feet are like they're like two. You see her feet, and they're like a bunny's ear. And then at the end of it, at the end of the challenge, she puts her butt up, so you can see like her G string or her panties or how big her butt is. And this is the thing that's going on in TikTok and and online, man. And it's just really, really for our young women, we got to really start talking about how do we redirect this energy? How do we tell them that their body is a temple, but their body doesn't have to be displayed for them to be, accepted. And yeah, it is really sad, but it's telling. But I think that we can move beyond sadness. I think that there's certain things that we can do to kind of fight this. There has to be more reading. As a parent, there has to be like more rewards, positive rewards, and just really drilling in the message that you don't have to be half naked to be accepted. You know, all of this doing it for the gram, and a lot of some of our young women have these secret TikTok accounts, and I forget the other one. What's the other account? What's the other thing? It's not TikTok. It's another one that they have that they keep. They keep from their parents. But it's very important as parents that we monitor what's going on with our young women, and not only that, because you want to give your child like some leeway. You want them to have some freedom because we went through it ourselves. But at the same time, we don't want our young women ending up fans only. Yeah. But there's another one as well. I can't think of the name. Um, Something with a face. It'll come to me. If not, I'll put it in the comments later. I'll put it in the description. Just cannot think of it right now. This is for like young children that do this. But anyway, okay. So I don't want to be just here talking to be talking for talking's sake, but I want to, really talk about FaceTime. There you go, FaceTime. But there's a okay, okay, but there's another one as well. But FaceTime is another one. It'll come to me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so what are some concrete things that we can do? I think some concrete things that we can do is just make aware that if these people, a lot of these young people call themselves independent, but if you're so independent, why are you following trends that everybody else is doing? That's one thing. Another thing is trends are not necessarily a good thing because trends come and go. And a lot of times the trends that we see nowadays are not about anything. These trends and these challenges online, we have to consistently challenge. And not only challenge, but we have to give them alternatives on what it means to be a black girl coming into a black woman. Now, we've had some instances very recently at the Olympics with what's the gymnast that kind of bowed out because of mental health issues. Is it Simone Biles? Um, and she cited mental health issues for not performing, and I think that's important. Naomi Osaki, Also, the tennis players cited that. So now they're speaking on mental health issues. And I think that we have to look at mental health also. When you live in a racist country, when you live in a country that the colonizer is running things, everything, you know, you got to really look at how does that affect the mental health of our young people. And one thing that we don't talk about with our young women and also young men, I mean, we people will talk about sex trade and sex trafficking and stuff like that, but the more common thing that we find with our young women is suicide, is young women running away, and young women running to guys who they see as their father figure or their boyfriend or their lover. Now, how do we address that? Because half the time these young black girls are missing, it's that they've run away or that they're with their older boyfriend. So now, how do we address that? We got to really address that by the people that we place in our young people's lives. Like the lessons of my mom was a single mom. She raised me and my sister, by herself for the most part. And but she always had positive males around us to give us that balance. And they weren't always boyfriends. It's really important. They were just friends from church. She had friends, and she was part of the movement called BWOA, Black Women Organized for Action. This is in the 70s. I'll go back a little bit. So she had friends that come out of that, and then she had some real positive brothers that saw that we didn't have a father figure in our lives when my mom didn't have a boyfriend. So they placed themselves in our lives, and they were safe. They weren't like molesters or anything like that, but they placed these people in our lives and these men in our lives, and it was definitely helpful to me in terms of having mentors. So I think as a strategy for parents and for educators and providers to make sure that if there's not a man around, to have a positive male around and a safe male around, you know, you want to also check that out. So you might have a brother, you might have cousins, you might have uncles, grandfathers. Mentorship programs is very, very important that we place our young women into that as well. So these are some of the things that I'm thinking about that we really want to just really start projecting out to our young people and our young women. But let me know what are your thoughts or some of the things that we can do, because I'm going to keep this thing going until we can build up more discussion, more discussion. I even got T-shirts we can start wearing some of that pride around us to kind of spread out the message. The message is um, resist, restore, and rebuild. Resist, restore, and rebuild. I want y'all to remember that. Resist. We want to resist everything negative that we see happening with our young people. And also on the next video, we're going to really, really define what is that? What do we find as negative? It's not just that they're doing the busted challenge or they're half naked. There's more to it than that. We're going to talk more about that. And then as we go on to um, restore. Now, what are we going to do to actually restore? I'm going to give you some more specific things that we can do to help restore our young people. But part of restoration is for them to know their history and for them to know about the positive ancestors that made the sacrifices that got us to the position that we're at. I think that there's a lot of a loss of momentum of memory with our young people because it's not being taught in school and it's not being taught at home. So, yes. So yes, resist, restore, rebuild. So that's the theme. I'm gonna probably make some t-shirts with that as well. But so restore is restoring the truth of who we are, history, culture, restoring our mind. I think that has to be the second component. And the third component is it is rebuild. Now we can say recreate and all the rest of that stuff, but we really want to get our young women and of course young men to the rebuild stage. And the rebuild stage isn't king and queen. I know we like to say king and queen, but I like the whole idea of God and goddess because that is what we were originally, the original gods and goddesses. When I say that, that means that we are always elevating to be the highest part of ourselves. Excuse me. And for young people, they really have to learn how to master themselves. Master when their body is changing and how to handle it. Master when they, have these sexual feelings and inclinations, and teach them that they don't have to fall in line. They don't have to just fall for their lower animal natures. That they have a higher spirit. And also rebuilding is like rebuilding their confidence on what real confidence is and should be. Confident that you come from a very strong line of people, you know, and confidence as a result of respect of the ancestors. And these people did this so we could be here. We've had people that have made just great strides in defending black people and the culture from the music and the arts that set a bar so high that we should get our young people to seek to go beyond even what they taught and what they showed us. That's really important as well. Um, Rebuild means how they helping them to really develop critical thinking skills, to think beyond the box, to stop being a follower of trends, to stop being a follower of challenges, to be creating things and to be mastering things, teaching our young people at a young age that they were created great and they were created with certain abilities. Now, how do we develop those abilities? It should be based on do something that you love. Do something that you love, and that's gonna, make you a secure person financially and a happy person within. For me, I was about 24, 25, 26 before I learned that I had a gift for poetry. And I don't know if you guys have seen some of my poems on the community page. I'll definitely be posting more, but you know, it's something that gave me. It's something that the ancestors and that the universe gave me. So I'm a poet. So how do we get our young people to really tap into who they are, like, and why they're here? Like, we're all sent here for a reason. And I think Muhammad Ali, I think he took it probably from Shirley Chisholm. He said, "Service is the rent is the rent that you pay. Is a rent for your room that you pay for living on this earth." So it's really important that whatever they do, that it's also fulfilling to themselves, to their family, but also benefits the community. And one thing I want to I think that we should really examine is when we talk about black excellence and or black girl magic, we need to really start thinking like, does this black excellence and does this black girl magic, does this really benefit the community? And first, it should benefit themselves because they should be being the best they should be. And then it should benefit their family and then community. So a self, family, community, all those things have to be in line. Because black excellence could mean that I make $1 billion by exploiting black women on one level or another. People can consider that excellent because I have money as a result. But we really got to look at what is your excellence, what is your magic, and how does that benefit our people to help the next young person coming up. So this is what we mean. This is what I'm really pushing out when I say resist, rebuild, and restore. And this is not to say that there's not parents that's not doing the right things. There's a lot of parents that are doing the right thing. And those parents that are doing the right thing, we need to highlight them. Like the young sister that won the spelling bee, we should highlight their parents and highlight her. So that's another thing we have to do. We kind of got to search out who is in the community, and who's doing what, and so we can use them. So these are all things on my mind and things that I would like to develop and explore. Well, if we get more people on here, we can talk more and have a live discussion, more of a live discussion. I'm gonna definitely have this laptop available next time. I'm sorry, I'm having problems with my live streams and stuff like that, so I have to use my phone for now. But these are all just really exciting ideas, I hope. And this is just like the first part and the first stage. I'm going to be doing videos every Tuesday on this at 12 noon. So stay tuned to that starting next week. And then Fridays, we're going to really delve into relationships, how we can build more healthy relationships in our community and what that looks like. So I'd like to thank all you guys for listening. These are just some of my thoughts. Always look at my community page. I'll be putting more information on there every day. As you know, some of you know I do every morning. I'll do a couple of inspirational quotes or quotes to get you to think every morning. So go on over to my community page right now and check it out, man. Um, And I think that's all I want to say for now. We're 20 minutes strong, and hopefully next time we can get up to an hour. I know that we have had people watching. I thank you guys for watching. I thank you for the likes. Um, we need more people on my channel. We need more likes. We need more comments because that's how the algorithm works. Um, you're gonna see you see a whole bunch of negative things that people push, and people will click onto that, and people make that popular and try to say that it's positive, but it's not always positive. But if we really want to change our community, we really got to really look at social media to change the community. And that means for us to put out positive things, we got to support positive people, that are trying to do positive things. And I'm trying to consider myself a positive person that's trying to do positive things by uplifting our community. Thank you so much, Ayanda. Beautiful name, beautiful name. Um, Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you so much. I got other things going on that I'm trying to do as well. But like I say, just check out my community page. And I'm on IG and I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter. I'm actually about to do a jailbreak from Facebook as well. It's called FB Exit. And I'm going to list a website that I want you guys to check out. It's called Narrative with a K. And the whole restore part of what I'm talking about, the restore part and the rebuild is a channel called Narrative. I want you guys to check that out. Because what I'm going to do is create a whole system where people can kind of more seamlessly go through the things that they need for themselves and their families and their daughters and their sons. So just stay tuned to this channel. Every Tuesday, we're going to be talking about girls and boys and how we can develop them and also what's going on in the culture. Fridays, we're going to be talking about relationships. I'm going to do a brief thing this Friday, but really we're going to go hardcore starting next Friday. So again, just check in with my channel, check in the community page, and when I post something, when I post or when I schedule a live stream, make sure that you hit the like and you sign up and sign in. And also, please help me get to 2K. I've been at 1,904 and 400 for like a long time. So I need like, what is it? I think I need like 60 more subscriptions. Thank you, my beautiful sister Yanda. Again, thank you so much. Green hearts, love it. So, okay, so that's all I wanted to say for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys that'll be watching on the live stream. And I promise we're going to get better. We're going to get tight. We're going to build this movement to resist, restore, and rebuild our community through our children and our young people. Thank you guys so much. I hope I made some sense. And I'll holler at y'all soon. Love y'all. Peace.